Okay, so today we're talking about our knee cut pass. Because it's the first time we're doing the knee cut pass, we're going to talk about the fundamentals and the basics of the knee cut pass. And then in later videos, we're going to go into more passing. So the first thing about the knee cut pass is when I pass, I want my knee past his thigh, and I want it on the mat if I can. If I have my knee like this, it's very easy for someone to bring their leg out. I'm back in half guard. So whenever I pass, don't shortchange yourself. Another way to think about this is putting the top of your foot on the back of his thigh, like that. That's going to ensure that you can put your knee down. It also is going to ensure that it's hard for him to trap your ankle. If he lets go of the knee shield and tries to trap my ankle, it's barely trapped. If I have my leg all the way deep, he could trap my ankle, at the ankle, very easily. Okay, so try and put the top of your foot on the back of the thigh. The other thing is my knee. I don't want my knee up because it's easy for him to just bring his leg out, and now I'm back in full guard. So I want to turn my knee down, and this is going to help me put my weight over him, which is what I want. So if he tries to bring his leg out, he can't anymore. So that's my legs. Now let's talk about our arms. There's going to be many different ways that we put our arms on our teammate, but there's two ways we talked about today. Okay, so I'm here in the knee cut pass. We'll do it with the knee shield. My top arm on the shoulder, and my bottom arm on the tricep. How we drilled this is our teammate is framing against us. Notice he's on his side. My teammate is framing against us, and so I need to control his hips and his shoulders. I control the shoulders by pushing and pulling to put his shoulders on the mat. Now look also what I did. I brought my weight forward so that my chest is over his chest. I don't turn like this because he'll just take me over. I bring my weight over his weight to pass, okay? And then the basic pass we did, and another understanding, if my teammate is like this with their hands framed, their knee like this, it's very easy for him to push himself away, okay? But if I turn everything to the sky like this, he's just gonna push me up to the ceiling, which I'm fine with. And then from here, we can just slide our knee over his knee. And that's the next thing we're gonna talk about. A lot of times when people do the knee cut pass, they try and pull themselves forward. They're trying to push like this and get forward. It's very hard. What I want to do is I do want to put my weight forward, but look at my knee. I want to bring my knee over his knee. So when you think about a knee cut pass, I want you to think about your knee passing or sliding over his knee. What this also does is watch his bottom leg. Sometimes he'll be hooking my ankle, but if I get my knee over his knee, watch what happens between his knee and his ankle. See how it starts to fall to the ground? And now it's easy for me to pass. Look, I'm off my hips. I walk all the way until I pass the knee line of his knee. So that's quite a bit. So we talked about the knee going over his knee. We talked about my leg turning down. We talked about pushing his shoulder, pulling his other one, push-pull to flatten his hips. And then when we do our knee cut pass, don't think about just cutting your knee forward, cut it over the knee. Now the pass we talked about is how do we deal with this pesky knee shield? Because sometimes it is hard to pass when the person has a pesky knee shield. So just move your arms for a second. All we're gonna do is we're gonna windshield wiper our leg to the belly button. So I'm gonna do this without my hands so you can see. I'm just gonna bring my knee up. So now his hips and his shoulders are flat on the mat. And I connect my knee to my elbow as I come back around. At the same time I come back around, I don't want the knee shield to come back in, so I go to our wishbone pass, which is I just slide over his hips and drop my elbow on the other side of his hips, and that's very important. Sometimes when we drop, we tend to go high like this, but he can trap my ankle very easily if I go high. If I go across the body and I connect my hips to his hips, not try and trap my ankle, he cannot. So if I combine everything together, and that's the technique today. My knee is down, my knee is passed as much as I can. I bring myself over him so that his knee and his hands are facing the ceiling. Now if he tries to push, he just pushes me up in the ceiling. Now look at my left knee. I bring it on his belly button, connect my elbow to create a wall, and now I come back to where I originally started, and I drop my weight across his belt or his waistline. From here, I just pass my knee across his knee, and then I'm in side control. Okay? So that's our first technique for today. A lot of understanding. We push the knee pass to get to our wishbone pass.